Hello everyone. Now in this lecture we will see eccentrically loaded joint in shear. Eccentric loaded bolted joint in shear. In last lecture we have seen simple analysis and isometric threads and how to select a thread and two numericals. Eccentric loaded means a load which is away from center of gravity. Okay, a load which is away from center of gravity. This is a CG point, and this distance is the distance of point of application of load, and CG is small e, that is eccentricity. See here, if we fix two metal plates by number of bolts, the number of bolts are graphically represented in this diagram on XY graph. Okay, here this is the bolt 1 having area A1, this is bolt 2 having area A2, likewise A3, A4 and A5. These 5 bolts are placed, and the CG of these 5 bolts, that CG means the centroid. Okay, the centroid of these 5 bolts are in between these. So this is the centroid designated by capital G. Okay. The centroid is term used in graphical representation, which is similar to center of gravity in dynamic representation. Okay. This centroid is away from origin. At x coordinate, it is away from origin by distance equal to x bar, small x bar, and at y coordinate, it is away from origin by a distance equal to y bar. Okay, this x bar distance is equal to a1 x1, that is area a1, into x1, that is, it means that the distance in terms of x coordinate for this bolt a1, bolt 1, the area of this cross section area of this bolt 1 a1 into x coordinate distance, that is x1, this multiplication plus a2 x2. Okay, a2 x2 means area of this second bolt, and x2 means the distance for distance in terms of x coordinate for this bolt. x3 will be this distance. Okay, this distance. x4 will be this distance, and x5 will be this distance. Okay, the area is a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5. So the sum of area into x, that is ai xi, summation of ai xi upon summation of ai, this will be the x bar, that is the x coordinate of this centroid. Understood? X coordinate of this centroid. We might have seen in this term, that is centroid term, and how to calculate centroid in applied mechanics subject. Okay. Similarly, the y coordinate of centroid is calculated by, that is y bar is equal to summation of ai yi upon summation of ai. Okay, these are the x coordinate and y coordinate of centroid respectively. Now, generally in our syllabus, the numericals will be of symmetrical. The numericals will be, bolt will be in symmetrical positions. Okay, like this diagram. Okay, this is an unsymmetrical diagram for bolt position, but in our syllabus the numerical will be like this. The eccentricity of the external force P is small e from the CG. This eccentric force can be considered as equivalent to imaginary force P at the CG and a moment P into E about the same point. So this eccentric force will be equivalent to imaginary force P at the CG plus the moment P into E about the same point. The imaginary force P at CG result in primary shear force. For first bolt it will be P1, likewise P2 dash, P1 dash, P2 dash and P3 dash. This imaginary force P will be primary shear force, and primary shear force will be P1 dash is equal to P2 dash is equal to P4 dash is equal to P5 dash will be. So thus these shear forces, primary shear forces are equal, assuming that the area A1 will be equal. Okay. So the primary shear force will be P upon number of bolts, that is total force P upon number of bolts. The moment P into E about the CG result in secondary shear force, which is equal to P1 double dash, P2 double dash, P3 double dash, P4 double dash, P5 double dash. Okay, these are the secondary shear force, and secondary shear force will be moment P into E about the CG. If R1, R2, likewise for up to R5 are the radial distances of the bolt center from CG, then P into small e will be P1 double dash into R1. Okay, P1 double dash, that is secondary shear force into R1, plus P2 double dash into R2, likewise up to P4 double dash into R4. Here only 4 bolts are taken in our diagram. Okay, only 4 bolts are taken here. So for this diagram, these are the explanation. So let's call this equation as equation A. The secondary shear force is proportional to its radial distance from CG. Considering secondary shear force is proportional to its radial distance from the CG. So P1 double dash will be equal to some constant C into R1. Likewise up to P4 double dash will be equal to some constant C, same constant C into R4. And let's call this equation as equation B. Now substituting this value of secondary shear force in equation A here, in equation A we will get P into E is equal to C into R1 square plus C into R2 square plus C, likewise C into R4 square. Okay, substituting equation B in equation A, we will get C, after taking common C here, the C will be equal to P into E upon R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square plus R4 square. Okay, understood? Substituting this equation, these values of P1 dash, P1 double dash into equation A, C1 R1 into R1, that is C1 R1 square, C R2 square, C R3 square, C R4 square. So C will be common. After taking common C, in bracket R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square plus R4 square, bracket complete, will be equal to P into E. And the value of C will be P into E upon R1 square plus R2 square plus up to R4 square. This is the value of capital C, which we have taken as common. And let's call this equation as equation C. Now from equation B and C, P1 double dash will be equal to, from equation B and C, P1 double dash will be equal to, P1 double dash will be equal to C into R1. Now we know that value of C and into R1 will be value of P1 double dash. P1 double dash is equal to P into E into R1 upon R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square plus R4 square. So P into E, this whole term is constant, into R1. R1 is a variable for various forces. Likewise for P4 double dash, P into E into R4. Only R4 is changed. Other term is constant C. Okay. Likewise we got the value of P1 dash, P1 double dash. Okay. we already know that P1 dash value here. Now we got P1 double dash value. So primary force and secondary shear force, the value is calculated from this analysis. Primary force is the primary force C. These eccentric force can be considered as equivalent to imaginary force P at the CG. So imaginary force P at the CG is the primary force, and a moment P into E about the same point. The force corresponding to this moment is taken as secondary shear force. So this addition of these two forces, vector addition of these two forces, will be the resultant force acting at each bolt. Okay, and for this each bolt the value of resultant force will be different, because for each bolt the direction of forces are different. Okay, see diagram here, direction of forces are different, and therefore the vector addition also are different. Okay, so we first have to, in this eccentric loading diagram, in this type of diagram, okay, this is the diagram. In this type of diagram and in this type of calculation, we first have to calculate primary shear force, then secondary shear force. This is the secondary shear force, and after calculating these two forces, we first have to calculate this diagram. Okay, application of force, the radial distances, bolt 1, 2, 3, 4, and the values are calculated graphically. That is, P1 will be graphical, should be appropriate. That is, P1 value, suppose it is 1 kilonewton and P1 dash will be of 2 kilonewton, then assuming 1 kilonewton as 1 centimeter, we have to calculate by scale, up to scale. Okay, that is 1 centimeter length, 2 centimeter length of appropriate angle ratio. Okay, P1 double dash, this secondary shear force will be perpendicular to this radius distance. Okay, this is the radius, and the bolt, the moment is acting, the secondary shear force is due to moment. So moment is always acting at perpendicular to the radial distance. So this is the radius, and this secondary shear force, that is P1 double dash, is need to be calculated perpendicular to this radius. Okay, so R1 is the radius and this is the perpendicular. Okay, P1 double dash is perpendicular to R1. So P1 double dash is calculated like this. P1 is calculated horizontal. Okay, P1 is calculated horizontal. Here P2 is calculated vertical. P4 is calculated vertical. P3 is calculated horizontal in positive x direction, and P1 is negative x direction. So what is the reason for this type of forces? So what is the reason for this type of direction? Let's see the diagram for this. This is the diagram. The force is acting eccentrically. Load P is acting here, and due to this load P, the reaction force at bolt 1 will be, due to this force P, this plate will tilt, and this tilting, due to this tilting, the reaction force will act likewise. Due to this tilting, the reaction force will be in this direction. As force P, our actual force P is in here, so reaction force will be at bolt 1 will be in this direction, negative x direction. Reaction force at second bolt will be upward direction, at fourth bolt will be upward direction, and at third bolt it will be in positive x direction. Okay, so see very well, analyze. Due to this force, downward vertical force, the reaction force will be, due to this tilting of this plate, the reaction force is need to maintain these forces, and the reaction force will be to maintain these forces. So direction will be according to this. The later part we will see in next lecture.